What's up, everybody? It's meteorologist Andrew Myers bringing you guys your daily hail forecast, sponsored by C3 Group, Merlin Law Group, American Contractor, and Atlas. They are linked, as always, in the description to this video, so go ahead and show them some love, check out the good work that they do, and, check out those links. So we had extreme rainfall for Texas. I know a lot of our viewers are from the DFW area, so no surprise to you guys, lots of flooding that happened through the area. So we're going to recap all of that. And then we do have hail and wind risks to talk about, hail through the northern plains, as well as wind through the desert southwest and the northeast. Boston in particular has a chance for some severe storms, so going into all of our risks for today and talking about the setup tomorrow. And then we've got an update for you guys on the drought and the tropics as usual, talking about all that climate stuff, as well as Oklahoma City's rain chances, and we'll get to all that at the end of the show. But first, going into our upcoming events, oh goodness. The first of those is going to be OU versus UTEP. The tailgate is going to be at Bud Wilkinson House on Jenkins Ave. So if you guys if this is your first time watching one of our shows here, we do tailgates at Hail Trace. And we got free food for you guys, free beer. We're going to have the game on. And then we have a raffle so that you guys can potentially win some box seats to future OU games. So if you're an OU fan or just a football fanatic, or if you want to meet us, come down to the OU versus UTEP tailgates or any of our future tailgates. The first one is going to be on September 3rd. Then after that, mark your calendars, we're going to be at RCAT/MRCA Roofing Conference, and that is going to be at the Fort Worth Convention Center on September 27th through the 29th. So you got some time to arrange your travel plans there, but make a plan to come out and see us there. Then, weather on our radar. So here we go for our Dallas flooding. If you guys are in the DFW Metroplex area, tons of rain fell yesterday. Up to 9 inches was recorded at Dallas Love Field. I think we have that on our Facebook story here with the exact decimal amount, but over 9 inches of rain was recorded in some areas. So that shut down some highways, forced a lot of water evacuations. I mean, you can see all these cars that are, submerged in that water on the main roads. So really crazy situation through that. You guys kind of had that cold front lingering over you and just continuing to produce rain for a super long period of time, and that was exacerbated by the drought as well. That ground just isn't made to absorb that water right now. It's too dry, and so all of it ran off and produced a ton of flooding through Dallas. Flooding is one of those weather events that's the most impactful, actually, and so, Dallas got to see that yesterday, so hoping that that runs off really quickly and that you guys will recover. So if you guys have the ability, get out there, help them get back on their feet after those floods. Then for yesterday, in terms of wind and hail, super quiet once again. Got some scattered reports all the way from pretty much west to east here, starting off in the desert southwest. Got a little bit of severe hail that moved up towards St. George, Utah, but really not much over there. And then again, just a little bit of severe hail that moved into New Jersey, and then some gusty winds throughout the East Coast. So pretty quiet day yesterday. It's been like that for the past few days. The risks are just going to be super scattered storms, but storms nonetheless, and it's kind of going to be similar for that today. So there's that cold front that's finally starting to make its way off to the south and east. Some good news for you guys in Texas is that, it's going to be pretty quiet for today. Maybe some scattered light showers here and there, and it's going to be overcast, but in terms of heavy rain, that's going to be all in Jackson, Mississippi, and in the eastern part of Louisiana right now, tracking off to the south and east with that cold front. So you guys in Texas should be more in the clear in terms of heavy rain for today. So there's a positive. Then up into the Dakotas, this is where we have a hail and wind risk. That's already getting started, trying to track off to the east into the coming hours here, and we'll see that intensify with that clear daytime heating that's going to happen through North and South Dakota. Then down into the desert southwest, plenty of sunshine as usual for you guys. It's going to be really hot. We do have some muggier conditions down through the southern part of Arizona here, but it's mostly going to be a wind risk for you guys nonetheless, and then the northeast as well. So in terms of temperatures, going to be really pleasant across most of the U.S. here. 82 degrees in Atlanta and Houston, and then sitting in the upper 70s to low 80s for most of the rest of the nation here at noon Central Time. So really great afternoon if you're going out and about for lunch or anything. Going to be really nice outside for most of you guys. Then Looking at hail chances for the northern plains, okay, so we got that humidity, we got that heat, and we got a little bit of instability. It's not much, but it's enough with those cool upper air temperatures that we could start to see some hail forming at around 8 p.m. Right before that at 7:30, here's our significant hail model, and you can see some of those light yellow to medium yellow colors tracking through the Minot area all the way into central South Dakota there. And again, a couple of those scattered storms could produce quarters to $0.50 with that, and then kind of taper off into the late evening as they, lose some steam. So here's what that's going to look like here in the coming hours. We're going to have these storms continue to track up to the north and east, and then a second little band of them is going to develop over the north central part of North Dakota. With those, we could see some scattered hailers by around 6:30 starting up as they continue off to the east. There they go by 8:30, really gaining some energy. Again, that's where we started to see those moderate values on our significant hail model. And around Bismarck, around Minot, and then through the central part of South Dakota, we could see some scattered hail as well as some gusty winds. Then they're going to lose all of that, nice uniform structure that we see for hail producers. Going to lose that, kind of track off to the southeast and taper off by tomorrow morning. Then looking off to the desert southwest, it's going to be pretty quiet initially, and then there we are by 3:30 Central. I know Arizona kind of does their own thing in time zones, but here's what we got by 3:30 Central. Storms starting to develop along that band there just to the south of Flagstaff and north of Phoenix. Any of those, as they collapse, could really produce some high winds, so you want to be on the lookout for that if you guys are along I-17. We're going to continue to see those tracking southward towards Phoenix by 6 p.m. and then making their way through the city and down towards Tucson by the late evening, early morning hours before they fizzle out as well. Then jumping finally off into the East Coast, we got these storms that are already going by 4 p.m. Central, 5 p.m. Eastern, so the end of your workday. We're going to see some cells trying to make a run at Boston and Albany as well. Going to continue with that intensity by 5:30, and there you go, Boston starting to get more coverage of some storms through the area. And they're really going to continue until they track off of the East Coast by pretty much midnight, 1 a.m. hour for you guys along the eastern coast here. And then again, waking up to a much drier, clearer morning, so like most of us here. So for hail, going to stay limited to the northern plains where we have that upper level cooling and we got a little bit more of a disturbance passing through. So if you guys are in Minot or Bismarck, those are pretty much the cities that are in the center of that risk there. Low end chance to see severe hail with those storms. It's going to stay pretty scattered, but any of them could produce some severe hail nonetheless in that quarter to $0.50 size range. Then for wind, we're going to include the northern plains, but as well as the southern states and the northeast. So again, Minot and Bismarck, low end chance for you guys to get severe storms specifically, but anywhere in this swath could get some severe hail or some severe winds into today and this afternoon. Then down into Phoenix, Tucson, and even Flagstaff, got a low end chance for you guys to get some gusty winds with that band of storms that's going to continue to sink southward today. And then last but not least, those storms tracking through the New England area could get you some damaging wind gusts through Albany or Boston, as well as some heavy rain, lightning, and thunder. So into tomorrow, not going to jump the gun on a risk quite yet because our models are showing very different things, and we need to see how this low pressure system performs into today to take a good guess at what it's going to do tomorrow. But here it is by 3:30. We're starting to get some isolated cells on this model tracking through North and South Dakota. As those continue off to the south and east, we'll see more coverage starting up through the northern part of Minnesota here, and any of those could produce some hail if this model verifies, okay? And then through Iowa we get started here, as well as La Crosse by around 8:30. And again, any of these now could be producing severe hail or wind, depending on the storm mode that they choose. We got pretty much any of them across the board here. And then once they finish tracking off through Wisconsin, we'll see that start to band up and fizzle out once again by Thursday morning. So no severe hail expected yet. I'm going to update you guys tomorrow on that risk, and again, just see how that low pressure system forms today. But be on the lookout if you guys are in Iowa, if you guys are in Minnesota, North Dakota, South Dakota. You're in the risk today, and then you could be in another risk tomorrow, specifically Minnesota and Iowa. Just stay tuned to our forecast for tomorrow. Then leaving you guys with our climate cast in the tropics, okay? So this is our map that was valid for August 18th, and we'll let you know when the newest one comes out, but not much has changed across this map for the last few days. A lot of us have been seeing very little rain except for Texas, so we'll probably see that drop down in terms of drought just a little bit, even though most of that was runoff. But you know, the rest of us are going to be pretty much the same in terms of drought. Not a lot of rain going on through most of the nation, and a lot of us do need some showers here to help relieve us from, you know, severe drought, extreme drought, even exceptional drought in parts of the south and the west. So we're watching that. Oklahoma City specifically, not much of a chance to see any storms here through Friday night, but on Saturday morning we start to see our chances pick up, and we could see a low pressure system track through that brings us more, you know, just scattered rain showers, but more nonetheless on Monday and Monday night. So you got a chance to see maybe 40% chance of rain through Monday and Monday night, tapering off a little bit on Tuesday. So we're watching the weekend into early next week to see if we can get another system tracking through. That'll bring us cooler weather. That'll bring us some, you know, much needed relief from the drought in Oklahoma, and, you know, hopefully possibly some storms. So we're going to keep an eye on that. Then last but not least, for our tropical outlook, we actually got two systems to look at today. The first one isn't really looking as good as it did yesterday. You know, it's just so dry through the Atlantic right now. Everything that has been tearing these storms apart is doing that this season, it seems. As they track through the central Atlantic, the environment just isn't super favorable for development. So right now, 0%, the southern came out, 0% chance over the next 2 days for this to form, and then 10% over the next 5 days. So not looking good for this first system. Then we've got a second one that formed off the west coast of Africa. Once again, they're just kind of training behind each other. Another 0% chance over the next 2 days, not really going to do anything. It needs to try and get into better conditions. We've got the warm water temperatures, but we need that, you know, humidity, and we need that lack of wind shear. So we're going to see what this can do over the next 5 days, see if we have something to track possibly into the weekend. But we'll keep you guys updated on what's going on with the tropics, with the climate, with the rain, the hail, etc. So follow us on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. You guys can hit See First on Facebook so you never miss a live video. Then you can also get in contact with us by calling 855-334-4245. You can also email us at info@hailtrace.com or check out hailtrace.com for more details. And we'll let you know what's going on with all your severe weather chances. But for now, I'm meteorologist Andrea Myers. Thanks for watching.